Hi, I'm Katie from Barn2 Media, and I'm going to show you how to create an ebook store in WooCommerce. What you'll be able to do is create a store which looks just like this, listing all your ebooks in a really neat table with extra features such as filters, search box, that kind of thing. You can have add to cart buttons, you can have whatever columns of information you want about your ebooks, and then people can select any variations, see the price and add the ebook product to the cart and then buy it using WooCommerce. WooCommerce provides lots of extra features such as the ability to pay online. We're going to do it using two plugins. There's WooCommerce itself, which is your overall e-commerce plugin, and that allows you to add products and provides the actual e-commerce functionality such as the payments and that kind of thing, tax options, there's tons of things. Hugely popular, world's biggest e-commerce plugin. And we're also going to use it with our very own WooCommerce Product Table plugin, which is a plugin by ourselves at Barn2 Media. And what it does is it takes your WooCommerce products and it displays them in this table layout, which is a perfect way to sell your ebooks, as you can see from this demo page. Let's get started. Now, before you start, I expect you to have already installed WooCommerce and WooCommerce Product Table. There's plenty of documentation about how to do that, so there's no need to cover it in this video. And once you've done that, then come back to this tutorial and set up your actual ebook store. I'm going to go into my WordPress admin now and show you what you need to do first to create the ebook products in WooCommerce. So let's go to the products. I'm going to go to a category page. So this is in the products section. And what I've done is I've listed all of the books that I've already added, the ebooks, to my WooCommerce store. As you can see, I've added a few ebooks, and these are all basically WooCommerce products. To add your own, you need to go to Products, Add New, and add as many ebooks as you want. I'm going to go into one of them now to show you what that should look like behind the scenes and what settings you need to choose when you add your own ebooks. So you've got the ebook title at the top. You can use all the fields that come with WooCommerce as you need. So this here is the main product description. You can use tags, or you can use categories to categorize your products. You can use product tags, and I've decided to use my tags for an author. And in my table of ebooks, I'm going to include that as a column showing the author. You can use tags for whatever you want. And if you want to be able to categorize it in multiple ways, tag it in multiple ways, then you can also create custom fields and taxonomies. And we have a separate video and tutorial about how to use a plugin called Pods to do just that, so that you can create as many different fields for your products as you want, and then display them in your ebook library for WooCommerce. We've also got various information about the product. First, I'll show you a simple product. A simple product is one that is just, it is what it is, and you're not going to provide any options for it. So you want to add a price, a sale price if you want. And what's important for an ebook is that you need to tick downloadable. When you select downloadable, you'll see that lots of options come up relating to the downloadable product. And that is what allows you to sell the ebook online in WooCommerce. So you need to click Add File and upload the file or files that you want to be provided to the customer when they buy the ebook from you. And you can choose how many times they can download it and when the download link will expire. So that's a useful security feature to protect your ebooks from being copied and so on. And other things you need to do is that you can ignore the inventory tab because ebooks are never in stock or out of stock. They're not that kind of product. So you can ignore shipping because they are downloadable. And if you want, you can add attributes and which are different ways to allow you to label the product. So if you're not using custom fields, taxonomies, tags or something, then you can use product attributes. Attributes are particularly useful if you want to create a variable product. I'll show you a variable product now. So let's go to this one. So this is another WooCommerce ebook product that I've added in exactly the same way, but instead I'm going to scroll down and show you that in the product data section I've selected variable product. Now first, to add variations or options to your products, you need to add one or more attributes. And if you want to be able to filter by those attributes, just a little tip here, you need to add them here globally under products attributes, and you can then select them from this drop down. If you create them directly on the individual product page, you won't be able to filter by them in your list of ebooks. So it's a good idea to do them globally in the attributes page. And of course that saves you time because you don't have to add each one multiple times as well if you're using the same attributes on more than one book. So here I have created an attribute called format, and the values, which are the options within that, are ebook and paperback. I've ticked the use for variations option and then save it. And once you've done that, you can go to the variations tab, which only appears if you've selected variable products up here. And you can add your attributes. You select the attributes that you want to be used for variations, and then you can set up them as actual variation options. And I've done that here. And I need to, again, use the downloadable link to upload a file that people can use to get the book after they've bought it. You can add a price for that specific option and various other options just for that variation. And other things you need to do are, if you want to use images for your ebooks, you can upload an image. I realise ebooks aren't necessarily the most visual thing, but you might want to do an image sort of representing what it is, because it makes your ebook gallery a bit more colourful. So you can add an image if you want, and then you publish or update your ebook product. So now our ebooks are all complete on the site. The next step is to use the WooCommerce Product Table plugin to list them in a WooCommerce ebook store. I'm going to go to Pages, Add New, and create a new page called Ebook Store. And on that page, I'm going to make it full width. You don't have to make it full width. My theme happens to have a full width template. Yours may or may not. But because we're displaying the ebooks in a table layout, it's quite handy to make it full width because it allows us to have more space for the different columns of information, which is always good when you're creating tables. The next thing to do is to click on the Insert Product Table toolbar button, and that's going to put a shortcode on our page. By default, this shortcode, if we just viewed our page straight away, would display all our products, and that may be all you need. But I'm going to add a few more parameters to make it specific to selling ebooks in WooCommerce, and like the demo page that I showed you at the beginning of this video. The first thing I'm going to do is tell the shortcode to display a specific category, because on my site I have lots of different categories and not all of them contain ebooks. So I'm going to write category equals, this is all within the square brackets, and my category for ebooks is called book directory. Yours could be something else, or if you just want to display all your products, ignore that bit. I also want to tell the ebook gallery table what columns to display. So I write columns equal, and then within quotation marks, double quotation marks, I'm going to list the columns that I want to display. Now you'll need to look at the WooCommerce Product Table knowledge base for a list of all the available columns, and there are tons to choose from. It's all the standard WooCommerce fields plus things like custom fields and taxonomies. So there's lots of different columns to choose from, and I'm going to use some that are very common for selling ebooks in WooCommerce. So first I want image, which will be the main product image that I uploaded for each product. The name, which is the product name that you added at the top for all your products. The price. I told you earlier that I'm using tags to show the author name, so I'm going to write tags. And just a little tip here, if you want to rename any of your columns, what you do is you add a colon and then you type the actual name that you want it to be afterwards. So it wouldn't look very professional if my authors column was called tags. I know I'm using tags, but I don't want anyone to know that because that's not very professional. So I've renamed my tagged column to author. And finally, I'm going to go add-to-cart. And then I'm going to publish my page, and then I'm going to view it and show you what it looks like with the options that we've chosen so far. So here we have an ebook store page that I just created with the ebooks all listed neatly in a table with the columns that I chose. As you can see, the tags column has been renamed author, which is what I want. And it's got lots of useful features like searches, and you can click by any column and so on. But as you can see, the variable products, which are the ones with a choice of options at different prices, it says select options, and I would actually have to go through to the single product page to choose those variations and buy. Now, I don't think that's ideal for selling ebooks. You want everyone to be able to choose the ebooks and add them to the cart directly from the product table page. I mean, if you really like that order form type idea, you can even disable the links so that people can't click through to the single product page. There is an option for that in the plugin. But at the minimum, I want to give people the choice of choosing their variations here or clicking to the single product page. So let's go back to our table here, and I'm going to write variations equals drop down. And let's preview our changes once more and see what it looks like. So back to that page. And now, as you can see, my variations, which are format, are now listed in a drop down. So I can select one, view the price, and then add it to the cart. So that's a much better way for people to buy the ebooks. Finally, I'm going to show you how to add some filters above the list of ebooks to help people find your ebooks more quickly and easily. So we go back to our page with the shortcode, and in the shortcode I'm going to write filters equals, and here we want to list any filters that we want. So there are lots of types of filters available. There's categories, there's tags, and you can also filter by attributes, variations, or custom taxonomies, and use the plugin knowledge base to find out how to do all of these. For now, I'm just going to write tags, and that's going to show the authors, which you know I'm using tags for, above the table. And the plugin also comes with filter widgets, which you can add to the left or right sidebar on your page. So again, use the knowledge base to find out those, but we'll keep it simple and just do a tag drop-down filter for now, listing the authors. And just to make it neater, I'm going to write page length equals false. And what that does is hide something from the top of the table just to make it a bit neater. So we'll preview that now. So this is what it looked like before, and then it will reload in a minute to show us the new filters which I have added. So there we go. So here we've got a filter listing the authors. It says author up here because that's the name of my tags column, and that's pulled through here. So there you have it. You have a complete ebook store in WooCommerce, which are using downloadable products for people to buy your ebooks online. You can add each ebook as a simple product with a price and just the direct add to cart button, or you can add variable products with different options so that people can choose the option, view a different price, and add to the cart that way. There's over 50 options within the plugin, so we've only touched the tip of the iceberg as to what's possible with WooCommerce Product Table. So for example, you can add checkboxes instead of, or as well as, the add to cart button, so people can select multiple options and then add to cart together. You can change your columns, you can change the order in which they're sorted, lots of different things that you can do with your ebooks. And so I hope that is useful to you. There is a very detailed written tutorial that comes with this video, so you can view that on our website. And the plugin comes with full support in setting up your ebook store, so please get in touch if you have any questions. Thanks.